Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and today I'm taking a look at Jada Next Level's Deluxe Frankenstein set. Now, this is actually the second Universal Monsters special release from Jada Next Level. Recently, they came out with a wonderful Deluxe Bela Lugosi as Dracula set. This one actually came out about a year ago, but it's taken me a while to get around to it. So let's take a look at this set with some familiar friends in the background. Of course, it's got the Universal Monsters, the standard packaging, where you can see the illustrations with the Universal Monsters, same as the releases that came out previously with the single-carded figures, along with the Frankenstein you can see in the background, Creature from the Black Lagoon, etc. In the background, you'll see a deluxe set from NECA that I recently reviewed as well. What I'm going to do is take this one out of the package. I'm going to put it together and review it for you. Then I am going to do a comparison shot between the two and talk about more details from there. Now, as you can probably tell, this thing has several layers. Once you remove this one from the side, you get this wonderful packaging, Frankenstein in a forest. You get a little bit of a look at the lab table that comes with this deluxe set. So basically what we do with this is just take the lid off, and everything is inside. So we're going to set that one up for you. Hopefully, not too many, you can see my reflection, but hopefully not much else. This is basically the same Frankenstein figure as this one that came out previously. It came out as a single boxed figure. The only real, it came out with additional portraits and additional hands, I believe, as well as this chain to keep Frankenstein's hands chained together. Basically, here we have two portraits, and we have an extra set of hands. And then obviously we have the belts that keep him strapped down to the table once that gets assembled. So I'm going to break this thing out of the package and give you a look at the lab table from, again, the Jada Next Level Deluxe Frankenstein figure set. And we're back with the completed lab table, restraining table, whatever you want to call it, for Jada Next Level's Deluxe Frankenstein set for their Universal Monsters line. Again, the big difference between that line and the figure for that line and this one is that it's molded in glorious black and white, the way that we all remember seeing those films back when we were growing up on shows like Horror Incorporated. You know, first impression is that this is a brilliant piece. I mean, look, you're getting not only the lab table, but you're getting the figure. Now, you know, I'm sure a lot of people had gripes about their color release because, as you can see, this is sanctioned by Universal Studios, okay? They got the license, but it's not Boris Karloff's license. So, you know, obviously the Sideshow Collective, not Sideshow, excuse me, the NECA version is going to look a lot more like Boris. But, you know, for more of a generic version that has all the necessities, you know, the flat top, the bolts in the neck, etc. up here, you know, the costume, the Doc Marten boots. I mean, I think that, you know, overall you're going to be pleased with it. But I think what's really more exciting is this table. I put this thing together in about 20 minutes or so. These are made of rubber, so they're relatively flexible. The instructions are pretty plain. You know, it's not too complicated of a set to put it together. Here's a quick look at the instructions. Okay, and you know, you got about 4, 5, 6 pieces to put together to get that lab table going, and then of course you got to put in these rubber restraints. So one more look at the figure. Again, it comes with an extra portrait and an extra set of hands. Let's give you a quick look at the hands. Just look like they're more Fingers are bent more in maybe a menacing manner. And then we do get the extra portrait here. basically the same one that we got with the color version. Now, personally, I don't get this goofy look on his face. Okay, I just don't. I think what they were going for, if you look at NECA's version, that's a lot better. But obviously, again, it's in Karloff's likeness, and it's a little bit bigger in size, so gives you a little more room to sculpt things with more accuracy. Honestly, again, this look, the kind of half smile look, it reminds me of maybe in The Bride of Frankenstein when he was with the blind man and he smoked cigars and had bread and soup and all that stuff for the first time. Smoke, good, whatever, cigars, good. But again, including in this release, fine, whatever. I like with the plain look right here. So what I'm going to do is put this on the lab table, give you a 360 of the figure on the table, and then we'll do some comparison shots. And here is a look, just going to unveil the look of Frankenstein on the table in just a second here. Like the NECA version of the accessory set, this does come with a cloth to cover the monster. And there he is. Let's give you a quick 360 look at this. I love this piece. What else can I say? I mean, it costs about $40. And then Jada Next Level, but generally costs about $10 for shipping. So for $50, you can get this thing. It's only available on Jada Next Level's website, which is jadanextlevel.com, and I'll have that link in the description as well. From what I understand, they're getting low on stock on this deluxe figure. So I suggest if you want it, get it right away, because once it's gone, it's gone. Thankfully, it seems to me that they're committed to making more deluxe figures. Again, I recently reviewed the Dracula figure, Bela Lugosi as Dracula, for their Next Level exclusive, and that just came out a couple months ago or so. But man, if you're a Frankenstein fan, I don't care if you don't think that this looks like the Boris Karloff Frankenstein. It still is a spectacular action figure. Now, you'll notice that there's this little thing coming from the bottom. This is where you can attach the rubber to the electrodes. I left this one the way it was, just to kind of give you a little demonstration of where it's hanging, etc. And as you notice, as it comes around to the side here, it is connected. So it does connect. It's a tiny hole. You got to work with it a little bit, but I have to tell you, it is really, really cool. I love that they have this little Tesla ball at the end of the lab table. Again, it's my hope with these sorts of accessory sets that they come out with another figure that includes more stuff that you would find in Dr. Frankenstein's lab. Right now, I guess the best person I can come up with to add to the scene here is Alfred from Tim Burton's Batman movie, played by Mr. Guff. And Alfred, is it Alfred Guff? Mr. Guff. I will go with Michael Guff. There we go. So that's as close as you're going to get to a Dr. Frankenstein figure right now, but it's relatively in scale. So, this guy can help bring Frankenstein to life, Frankenstein's monster. But there is one other thing that this does that I know people are going to absolutely love, especially if they got the NECA accessory set. This table actually can be tilted downward and at an angle. So, when you add other figures to this, like the Bride of Frankenstein's figure, it's going to look really cool. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw the Bride of Frankenstein on this table just to give you a look at it right now. And after that, we'll do a little comparison with the NECA version of the Deluxe Frankenstein accessory set table, etc. And just to keep you in suspense for a second, underneath this cloth here is the Bride of Frankenstein figure from Jada Toys. Again, this is the individual figure release of this character. So I'm going to take that off, and there she is on the lab table. Obviously, this thing was designed for this figure in mind. It's a lot bigger figure. If you notice right here, Her feet don't even touch the platform down here. I basically wanted to keep her head on this little neck rest thing, but if I put it all the way up in the neck rest, I doubt that her feet would even reach this. So, you know, just kind of making do with what I have here. You know, the interesting thing about this lab table that we're getting, we just haven't seen it a lot. I mean, we got it obviously most recently with the Frankenstein Deluxe accessory set from NECA, and now we get it with this. But I have to tell you, as far as it coming with anything Bride of Frankenstein related, we might have to go back to the 60s with the Aurora models, you know, where they did that release with the Bride of Frankenstein and the table. So really, this is going to be very popular with collectors. You know, if you want to turn this way, you know, and again, I'm sure you want to see the angle here. Again, the feet don't quite touch here. There's a lot of extra room with the restraints. But again, it's the Bride of Frankenstein on this lab table, which is something we never, ever get. It's been decades. So again, that to me is one of the most important features of this release, of the Jada Next Level release, as opposed to the NECA release, is that this table actually moves. We do have moving parts here, whatever, and the little clicks are pretty tight here. Okay, it's not going to go accidentally falling forward because of it being top heavy or whatever. You know, you have to apply a little pressure, and you can do it and bring it down to that. And I'm just going to give you a 360 angle. You can get a little better look at the bottom of the table this way. Again, with these cords that you attach to the electrodes on Frankenstein monster's neck. Yeah, this is a great release. And it's really too bad that it's not available more commercially. Maybe they're going to go that route after this, after they sell at these deluxe sets. Quite frankly, I am astonished that this set is still available on Jada Next Level after about a year. I actually pre-ordered it, so it arrived, I think, late December 2021, maybe early 2022, and it's still in stock. But again, I don't know if it was an email or whatever. I'm not making any money off of, you know, pumping this up for Jada Next Level. It's just I'm trying to inform you as a collector. If you want this set, you're going to have to go get it. So I'm going to pause this video, and we're going to bring in the NECA version of Frankenstein's accessory set, and then we'll wrap this video up. And here's a look at both of the Frankenstein lab table sets, accessory sets, whatever you want to call them, the deluxe release. Over here from Jada Next Level. Over here we have the accessory set from NECA. Going to unveil these both at the same time. Of course, they both come with the cloths to cover up the Frankenstein's monster. Again, the difference you got here is just in sheer scale. This is about 6 inches tall. This one is about 7 inches tall. The deluxe figure from NECA came with the bandaged head. More than likely, you already have this Frankenstein figure if you were interested in buying this set. But if you haven't got either yet, you're going to have to buy them separately. This is the deluxe black and white version of Frankenstein that I purchased. Now, over here, the NECA set also comes with this cool background diorama, which I really like. This doesn't come with that, but for the price, both of these run about $40. Okay, the big bonus here is that you get, obviously, a larger scale, maybe more detailed. It is definitely more detailed lab table. Wheels like this one turn, okay? But this does not bend forward. You can't put the lab table at an angle like you can this one. So for the $40, you get the figure. Okay, and again, it all depends on how much of a stickler you are for something looking screen accurate. I think this is okay. You know, I'm just because we don't get a lot of monster product, I'm totally okay with something like this. So I picked up both. You know, I bought both because they're both worth about $40. Again, you cannot get this at brick and mortar. You're going to have to get it online at jadanextlevel.com. This one you can get at online retailers. If you're lucky enough, it's finally starting to show up in department stores, but just not a lot available at this time. So if you like these reviews, please subscribe to my channel. You can click the picture down at the bottom of the right hand of the frame, or you can click the subscribe button below. Please like it. Please share it with your friends. I love doing these cool movie toys videos.